During my teenage years, I grew up in a small town in southeast Arkansas called McGee, Arkansas. It was a really small town, but they had a great tradition in football, and football was a big thing. And me as a ninth grader coming up, football was becoming a big thing in my life also. I didn't grow up in a Christian home. In fact, as I look back, I don't remember us ever going to church together as a family. My dad was an alcoholic. I've learned from him and saw what alcohol can do to a family, to a marriage, to his career, and ultimately to his life. My parents got a divorce when I was a sophomore in high school. It was devastating. I felt like I ought to try to fix it. I was only about 15 years old, but it was just had a tremendous impact on my life, having my dad to leave. After my dad left, we didn't have a whole lot of money, and in fact, I remember one Christmas we all got a present, and I felt like it was a good Christmas. We had some nuts and some fruit, and we all had a present. And I remember after we had opened up our presents that I looked outside and it was snowing, and I went out on the front porch and there was this big box, and it had 2 or 3 presents in it. It had some food in it, and I think it even had some clothes. And I thought, well, how neat is that, you know? And of course, I looked at the presents, and one of them was mine. So we opened them up, and I just thought how neat that was that someone has given us some presents. And then I started thinking about it, and I thought, they think that we're poor, you know? And I guess we were poor, and it had a real impact on me. It has been hard for my mother, and not long after that, she remarried. Unfortunately, she married another brutal alcoholic, and we didn't get along at all. He wanted to move us from McGee. Obviously, I didn't want to move. I didn't want him in my life. He wasn't my dad, and I really struggled with it. Times were pretty tough for me. I just didn't understand things. My best friend and teammate, Terry Welch, asked me to move in with him and his family so I could stay in McGee and finish out playing sports. Marvin Welch, Terry's dad, had a tremendous impact on my life. He was a Christian man. I watched him, how he dealt with his wife, how he dealt with his family, how he did chores around the house, and he made a tremendous Christian impact in my life. In his house, as for him and his house, they go to church every Sunday, and they go as a family and they sit together. And through learning from him and seeing his example, I became a Christian in 1967, my junior year in high school. From that time on, it seems to me like God just kind of took me under his wing and would guide me through the rest of my time in McGee. He had a plan for me, and he was in the driver's seat. And especially as I look back, I see that he was in control. After my senior year, I knew it was time that I left the Welches. Terry had already decided what school that he was going to go to. All my friends in high school were making plans for school or what they were going to do after they graduated. And, you know, I felt like I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have anywhere to go, and I have zero money. You know, God, what am I going to do? I made All-State in high school. I was the outstanding player in the district. Thought I was going to get an opportunity to play in the high school All-Star game. It was my last hope to get a scholarship because I knew I couldn't go to college without a scholarship. Comes out I wasn't selected, and so there I am. Again, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. Lucky for me, or I think God stepped in, and toward the end of the summer, someone dropped out of the All-Star game, and they asked me to go. I went to the All-Star game, had a great week of practice. The night before we played the All-Star game, Coach John Prock from Harding University came up to me and offered me a full scholarship to go to the Harding University. That just happened to be where my two best friends were going, and it just happens to be a Christian university. Coach John Prock had a tremendous influence on my life also. The whole time I started my freshman year, and after my sophomore year, I'm wanting to do good for him. He made an investment in me, and I didn't want to let him down. After my sophomore year, he was not only my football coach, he was my father-in-law. I married his oldest daughter, Martina. Martina and I have been married for 41 years. And marrying Martina was the best blessing that God could ever give to me. She's made me a better husband, a better Christian, a better man, and for sure a better coach. Everywhere God has taken me, I've been involved in a fellowship of Christian athletes. My time at Rogers, probably the biggest service that FCA was for me was the encouragement, the encouraging things that I heard from Becky and from Bill. I went through some dark, tough times, and they were always there to lift me up and always there to encourage me, and FCA stepped up in a big way for me. I retired from coaching after 38 years. Now I spend a lot of time facilitating father-son retreats. I have such a passion for the father-son retreat because there's so many fathers nowadays that are not rising up to the role of what a father should be. My prayer today is that God will allow me to heal and enrich father-son relationships for a long, long time. I believe all of this was a part of God's hand. I think God had a plan for my life, and all I had to do is listen. I think God put people in my life, and that made a huge difference. Like I said, he was in control. My name is Coach Ronnie Peacock. I have a coach. His name is Jesus.